Welcome to the channel, Jaden Chase. And if you're new, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Now, prosecutors argue that 20-year-old accountant Kanice Jackson suffered an excruciating and slow death by strangulation, and that her killer, 52-year-old mechanic Robert Fowler, should be sentenced to nothing less than life behind the bars as he awaits his own death. Now, the mother of Kanice Jackson, Miss Chambers, has taken refuge in the United States and says she's refusing to see or hear any statements from the man who took her daughter's life and then dumped her body in a ditch on the side of the road in St. Catherine, an act which her mother describes as senseless savagery. And this can be explained as nothing else. This is a man who lived with him common law wife. This was definitely another senseless act. Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Now on to the other stories making headlines today. Now Stevens had an interesting interview with Vybz Kartel's attorney, Isaac Buchanan. Of course, I'm not going to hear what was said pertaining to Vybz Kartel's freedom, certain civil liberties, certain laws. Women never feel like the average Jamaican knows. It is said that some Jamaican systems have still not even met the standard requirements of international regulations. I'm not going to hear what one will contain the reasoning. Look and listen.
A democratic, independent nation. You're saying that we have never met the Mandela standards for the acceptable system for our prison system.
That's
for
correct.
60 years.
Yes, but listen, the Minister Horace Chang, he's the security minister, but he was never ever responsible. The Minister of State was usually the person responsible for the prisons. So Matthew Samuda on many occasions would have admitted and accepted, and I mean, nobody should be shocked. Jamaica is a third world country. No matter how you fix the roads and how you pretend and the PR that makes it look good, we're in a bad state. And we are too quick to send people to prisons, especially non-violent offenders. Non-violent offenders should never see the walls of prison with the conditions that it is in. When you think about
non-violent offenders like Jean and Panton.
Jean and Panton, to be fair, Jean and Panton, I'm very sorry for her because she should get bail. It is our constitutional right. And because of public pressure and because of the whole and talk about femicide rate, what they're doing by denying bail is simply unfortunate. She too must get her day in court, and she too must be given the same rights like other prisoners. And it should not be such a big thing. She didn't kill nobody, therefore she should get bail. That is my position on it, and if somebody wants to be upset with me, I'm not condoning what she has done or allegedly done. But the justice system that we have, we pander too much to the public. And because the prison system, you shouldn't have people, children in there, especially for non-violent. Money has no value, No value.
That's very reasonable. When one puny no-name liar go in front of judge not really look upon them. No, it's not like me I tell Buchanan. I think about it now, man.
We are to walk away from nepotism. We are to walk away from friendship.
If I don't call certain big criminal name like attorney name in this country, King's Council, this and so forth, we not get no justice. Liar and get judge not shake up in a courthouse.
Well, I will say.
If I don't call Champagne for a case, and I don't call Valerie Neat and Townsend, and I don't call certain other people and Bert Samuels. And what do you man, Mr. something there, man? If I don't call the big name there, man, me not problem, man.
Well, I will say this to you with no apology. And people can vex if they want vex. If you want justice, you sit with a lawyer and you say what your problem is, and the lawyers will help you. I think that any lawyer can assist you when you go to court.
But again, the kind of nepotism, cronyism that is even exists in the justice system, ordinary upcoming attorneys won't have that kind of privilege when they go in front of a
Stop right
judge.
there. Stop right there. You're wrong. And I can tell you this from day one. I'm saying this now. Let me stand up for the young attorneys. When I walk into that court, I just the other day I turned lawyer, you know.
Very much incompetent and very much misaligned with the realities of Jamaica.
Dunce people like dunce people. Why else would everybody be finding difficulty voting in Mark? It's apples and oranges. Oranges and green apples. I mean, face to face, you have
I'm not on any political reporting. What caused you? What you said previous criminal history? What caused you? You're sipping the tea tonight, Mr. Buchanan. You will need a lot more when I get.
I'm Kermiting right now, but I mean, this is stale news and it's old news. But if you want to relive it for the benefit of those who don't know, let me correct the record on something.
Yes, because in the public domain, them say you're a criminal liar, you're a deportee. So we want to correct those records tonight.
No. So for clarity, I have been deported, but it's not me alone. Buju Banton make that song for. So people hold tight. It's not nothing. I have no shame where that is concerned. I was sent home. Moses was deported from Egypt, and he too returned. So deportation is but for a time. So anyway, I don't want to date myself, but my deportation was many years ago, and my convictions were in my youthful days. Old people like to say when I was young, and youthful exuberance is wasted on the youth. So I was convicted of a conspiracy, a rather strange conspiracy. I conspired with myself to bring drugs into the United States, and I was deported for that. So for those who don't know, it is a non-violent offense. It wasn't shipping guns. It wasn't nothing like that, and I didn't have the drugs on me. For those who like to come into my inbox and call me drug mule, I wasn't muling. But anyway, that said, I accepted whatever they said after trial. I did my time.
How long you spent into the criminal? How long did you spend in the system?
Oh, just a little 10 years, not much.
10 years is a lot, Mr. Buchanan. 10 years for me coming like my life would have to be reset. 10 years in prison, Mr. Buchanan.
But you can learn a lot, especially if you're locked up in a first world country. Think the 10 years I spent in America, one can imagine if we had a prison system in Jamaica where they want, especially where judges like to send people away for a very long time, for all of their lives. Can you imagine if rehabilitation was in the dirty prisons in Jamaica?
What you talk about dirty prisons, Mr. Buchanan?
To borrow from the words of the lords down there, can you imagine the dirty, nasty, filthy, rat-infested prisons like Mandela Park, right there in Jamaica? How what good use people could make of that time, instead of being caged up like dogs and animals in filth. And we behave. Jamaica has never met the Mandela standards. There is a standard. Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa, the Human Rights Commission, the United Nations, have what is known as the Mandela standard. You're to have incumbent space, you're to have humane conditions, and Jamaica has never met that.
So you're saying in the 60 years that we're
Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. If you're new to the channel, just pass through. Well, click the subscribe icon and then the bell icon. And of course, put it on all. And this is how you know we'll be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here on the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. Tell a friend, tell them sister and them brother them for check out the channel, check out the reason. Join the discussion. The comment section open 24/7. It never lack yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there. And we can continue the reason as stated before via the comment section. Now a quick recap. Mother of Kenneth Jackson has decided to stay overseas while the court proceedings are taking place and says that she refuses to hear any statement given by Robert Fowler. and says that what took place was senseless savagery. And everybody who know of the case are in agreement that there was no reason for Robert Fowler to do what he did. And until the reason again, live, love, and prosper. Stay tuned.